You think you know what it means to be a samurai. You think of gleaming armor and a life of absolute honor, poetry, and respect. You've watched the movies. You've played the games. You think it's a warrior's paradise. It wasn't. Forget the romantic myths. In the blood-soaked chaos of Sengoku Japan, being born into a samurai household didn't mean you were a legendary hero. It meant you were a highly specialized piece of property, a human weapon, forged to bleed, kill, and die, for a lord who didn't even know your name. Your path was decided before you could even crawl, and in this world, there was absolutely no turning back. Your nightmare begins at just 5 years old. While children of farmers and merchants are playing in the dirt, you are learning how to turn your body into stone. You are taught the art of absolute obedience. Your father forces you to kneel on hard wooden floors for hours without a single twitch. Your legs burn like wildfire. If you cry, you are beaten. If you complain, you are a disgrace. By age 7, you enter the dojo. There are no toys here. Just splinters, sweat, and the relentless sting of bamboo swords cracking against your collarbones. Day after day, you train until your muscles tear and your hands bleed. You learn the bow, the spear, the heavy horse, and finally, the blade. But they aren't just teaching you how to swing a sword. They are breaking your mind. They force you to spend nights sitting alone in freezing graveyards or staring at the severed heads of executed criminals. Why? To strip away your humanity, to make sure that when the time comes to plunge iron into another human being's chest, your hand won't shake. You aren't being educated. You are being weaponized. At 13, they hand you your father's heavy armor and press a real, razor-sharp steel katana into your palms. They tell you it is your soul. If you lose it, you lose yourself. Then, the banners of your daimyo, your warlord, rise on the horizon. It's time for war. You've spent your childhood dreaming of this moment. You imagine a glorious duel, one warrior against another. But when you step onto the battlefield, the fantasy shatters instantly. There is no poetry here. There is only a meat grinder. Sengoku warfare is pure, unadulterated chaos. The air is thick with the choking stench of burning gunpowder and defecation. Walls of ashigaru, peasant conscripts, shove long spears blindly into the crowd. Arrows blot out the sun, tearing through leather and flesh. Suddenly, a volley of matchlock bullets rips through the man next to you, spraying his blood across your visor. You don't fight with honor. You swing your blade wildly into the mud just to keep from being trampled to death by war horses. Somewhere in the blinding smoke, you kill someone. You don't see his face. You just feel the sickening crunch of iron passing through bone. When the fog clears, you are covered in filth, vomiting into the dirt while the veterans laugh. You survived, but it doesn't feel like honor. It feels like a robbery. You survive the battle, only to realize the true trap of your existence. Bushido, the code of the warrior. To the outside world, Bushido is about courage and integrity. To you, it is a psychological cage. It is a set of rules designed by your masters to ensure you never think for yourself. Your loyalty does not belong to your family, it belongs entirely to your daimyo. If he tells you to march into a suicidal ambush, you march. If he insults your lineage, you accept it. And if you fail, the code demands the ultimate price. Seppuku, ritual suicide. They expect you to take a short blade, drive it deep into your own abdomen, and slice yourself open from left to right without screaming, showing fear, or making a face. Your reward for a lifetime of bleeding for your lord is the requirement to spill your own guts on a white mat just to clear his ledger. You are a glorified slave in expensive armor. By the time you are 30, your body moves like an old man's. Your joints scream every time it rains. And then, the ultimate irony strikes. The war ends. Warlords unite Japan, peace settles over the land, and suddenly, the world decides it no longer needs you. A sword cannot plow a rice field. A katana cannot weave silk. Your calloused hands know only how to take human life. Overnight, thousands of samurai become ronin, masterless ghosts. You drift from town to town, begging for food or taking humiliating jobs as bodyguards for wealthy merchants, the very people you were taught to despise. The farmers you used to rule over now look right through you. To them, you are just a violent relic of a dark past they desperately want to forget. When you die, it won't be in a glorious flash of steel. It will be in a nameless ditch, shivering from hunger, holding a rusted sword. History will forget your name, your sacrifices, and your pain. You were a samurai, and your reward was a lifetime of violence, ending in a world that had absolutely no use for you.